Good evening, and welcome back for Session 2 of TED 402 Educational Psychology. It is September 9th, 2009, and I am Jeff Miller, your instructor for this course. Welcome back. Tonight I want to tell you that we are live and online today. Last week we were taped, and this week we are live. So I am hoping that throughout the program tonight that you use the number that is on the screen at 800-339-1193 to call in and ask questions, participate, give me comments, feedback, etc. Please do that. In addition, I would like to ask you now, if you haven't done so already, to sign on to dhtv.csudh.edu. And if you would tonight, when you sign on to the chat room, which is the other way that you can communicate with me, if you would be so kind as to sign in with your real name, at least your real first name. If we want to sort of go into the second grade mode of using your first name and your first initial of your last name, that's fine. And the new piece that apparently just came to me is that we are now up on YouTube. And so for those of you that want to view this, when you're at the beach or just roaming around, please feel free. And you can find that by going to youtube.com/csudh.tv. This is not going to be live, by the way. This is just for the archived broadcast. So for those of you that are thinking, hey, sweet, I'll go take off and go to the beach now, that's not a good idea, although it's a nice day. I'm glad to have you back. What I'm going to ask you for today and for next week and for the remainder of the semester is for one primary thing: participate. I really am looking forward to getting your phone calls and your texts. I've gotten lots of emails from you over the last week regarding the 10th edition for the book or the 11th edition for the book. Here's the easy answer. Either one of the editions can work. The world of educational psychology has not changed so much in the last couple of years that you will be totally out of the loop, but it certainly will be fine if you use either the 10th or the 11th edition. Just line up the chapters. Let's see, other things, announcements. Please make sure you go on to blackboard.com. If you haven't done so yet, download the syllabus, take a good look at it. And also you'll see the grading pieces in there in terms of the signature assignment and your 3 exams, participation, and the junior achievement opportunity. The signature assignment, by the way, as we're going through announcements, which we're going to start out each meeting with, is the signature assignment is going to be due November 4th. That's 11/4. That was not a typo. It is not due in December. So I would like both junior achievement and your signature assignments done right about the same time. If you find that you're totally overwhelmed, just go ahead and give me a call, and then we can have a conversation about it. Tonight we're going to be showing you several different videos regarding Piagetian concepts from Chapter 2. So hopefully you will find videos on conservation and lack of conservation to be engaging and meaningful. Anytime you go onto YouTube or Google and you can search things, it becomes sort of this new world. So I encourage you to do that with your students, and I have certainly done it to try to make this course truly interesting for you. Our second hour, I am very excited to have one of my colleagues and one of my friends, Dennis Douillet, who is a professor here at Cal State Dominguez Hills and a fan favorite by students, will be coming in to have a conversation. I will encourage you to call in and ask both Dennis and I questions, and we'll be getting to that in just about 55 minutes. Our critical question for the week looks like this. How do we help kids make sense of the world? And that's some of the aspects of what we're looking at when we look at development. So what we're going to look at tonight is we're going to be overlooking basic Piagetian concepts, looking a little bit at vocabulary. I know that you can take a good look at the book and you can read vocabulary. So we're going to touch on some of the key points. In addition, we're going to talk a little bit about the work of a Russian psychologist by the name of Lev Vygotsky. We're going to take a quick gander into brain development. I've got a fantastic video on adolescence and brain development. And then we're going to get to Professor Douillet. So without further ado, I'm going to invite you to start participating. You can call in as you like. You can sign on to chat, and you can call, as you see the number is 1-800-339-1193. And let's go ahead and just get started with a brief conversation about Jean Piaget. Little known fact about Jean Piaget, unless of course you've taken a course before, is that he was a Swiss person by nature, and he did his PhD studies in biology. What we know about him now, and there's a lovely picture of Jean Piaget next to me, and what we know, and apparently what we attribute most of our learning to, we learned from his study of the mollusk. Oddly enough. In fact, he was very well published by the time he was 13 years old, and he looked at groups of children and came to monumental discoveries that still sort of shape everything that we talk about in terms of cognitive development of children and adolescents, really come from Jean Piaget. So as we start discussing this, there are two primary words that you're going to really want to keep in mind when you read about and when you think about the work of Piaget. The first word is organization. And we're going to talk about these in a little bit. But the second word, as we look at a happy Jean Piaget, is adaptation. And so as you think about that, and that may very well be a question that pops up on a midterm, which is what are the two fundamental blocks of Piaget, is we're going to talk about them in terms of organization and adaptation, how we organize knowledge, and then how we manage change, how we deal with new information. Somebody once explained to me about Piaget, because I know that you read the chapter 2 in Woolfolk critically and carefully, is that one of the fundamental things that Piaget talked about was that we exist, possibly, to put children in a state of confusion. Perhaps. He called that disequilibrium, where they're trying to make sense of this new information. So as we go through the first little bit tonight, we're going to try to make some sense of that. And if you have questions, again, please call in. If you have comments, please text in. Two things about Jean Piaget also is one is that children are active learners. And as you know this, and I'll get to your question, Sandra, in 1 minute, but children are active learners, people are active learners. Think about the different ways that learning has progressed over time. I remember when I was a kid and we had these World Book encyclopedias that we'd be able to look through, and that's how we found information. We had card catalogs. Still, while it wasn't as engaging as dictionary.com and Google, it was active. What we know and what you feel when you go to some of your lecture classes is that when you're just spoken to and you are just in a passive, quiet learning mode, we're not as engaged. What Piaget started to really talk about was that we're active learners. And also, he said that play is essential. And so when you look at what play means to children, play takes on a variety of different meanings. I mean, how many things did you learn when you were a kid just by play, by experimenting, whether it was building blocks? I see we have one question that popped up about the syllabus, and I'm going to try to limit my syllabus questions, but this is a question that always comes up, and at the end of every semester I say I'm going to fix it. And the question basically says, in the syllabus it's stated the signature assignment is 12 pages, and in another section it's 3 to 7 pages. How long should it be? I'll give you two answers on this. Number one is that the real answer is it should really be as long as it needs to be to completely satisfy the requirement. However, I know students want to know exactly how many pages the signature assignment should be. On average, they come in right about 12 pages. Have I seen great ones at 8 pages? Yes. For those of you that get freaked out about length, I would rather have a fantastic 8-page paper that really gives a detailed observation and analysis of the child, rather than have a sort of a long and flowery description of things that don't really have everything to do with the assignment at hand. It's kind of like if you teach elementary school, you don't want to tell the kids they have a 300-word essay, and then you get an essay that comes in that says, the day was very, 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 very. You get my point, I hope. So the easy answer is that I find that they're generally about 10 to 12 pages. I try to just give an estimation to keep people informed. So I apologize for the confusion about that. If you have syllabus questions like that, let's handle it like this. Shoot me an email. Most of you have my email. It's jmiller@csudh.edu. And then if I start seeing the same questions coming up, what I'll do is I'll shoot everybody an email because there's about 160 students in the class, and sometimes you see the same questions coming in, so I want to make sure I can handle those. Back to Piaget. Two things you want to remember is one, he says that it's critical how we organize information. And two, it's how we adapt to novelty, how we adapt to new information, and what we do with that information, especially with children. When you look at how the brain is organized, one of the questions that we like to talk about is, do we come into this world as a blank slate? I'm a huge Dodger fan. And so I have a slide that, there it is, I have Dodger Stadium behind me. One way that I've found that it helps people to understand how different schemes are built is that you want to imagine that it's at one point before the Dodgers came to Chavez Ravine. Let's leave aside the fact that there were homes there for a moment, but let's just, it was grazed. It was ready for Dodger Stadium to be built. One idea is that that's how kids come into the world. And as they go through different learning experiences, different sections of the parking lot are built. And those sections are schemes. For example, one of the examples that we're going to share in a minute is like the grab and thrust scheme when kids get things and they just jam them into their mouth. It works with a pacifier and it works with a lollipop, but it doesn't really work with a beach ball. So if one set of, if a scheme doesn't work, or if one set of knowledge doesn't work, then another space, a new set of information is created. So we end up having this enormous piece like Dodger Stadium. I see that Jared has a question here. It says, according to Piaget, play is essential. With my students, I try to use games when teaching language. Is that considered play? I'd like to think so. Specifically because what you're trying to get kids to do, what play is interacting with something, whether it's interacting with curriculum or whether it's interacting with people. Play, and in the world of play, there literally is a research area on play. They look at things like structured play, and they look at things like unstructured play. Structured play, there are certain expectations, certain outcomes that people want. But when you're designing curriculum, certainly you can think that when you engage kids in learning games, that can be considered that. Are Piaget's theories the same as constructivism? The word same is probably the piece that throws me off there. I think that what Piaget gets at, and this is going to be a great question we'll try to bring up with Dennis later, is Piaget really talks about active learners and kids making sense of their world through experience. And what constructivism is that one of the fundamental tenets of it is that by interacting with the environment and by experiencing play, for example, we construct our own knowledge, hence the term constructivism. So there's certainly a relatedness to it. Are they exactly the same? No, but they're related. So sort of when you look at organization and how we store information, interactions with kids is an example of how we organize information. And as we know that kids are active learners and that we learn through activity, as we continue to play or interact with people, we get different sets of knowledge that are built. And one of the ways to think about that is thinking of them as a scheme. So, what is a scheme? Well, a scheme is an organized set of information or knowledge. And I'm going to use an example that may help you make sense of this. So, I want you to think about the first time or the last time that you went into a fast food restaurant. Let's just say it's McDonald's for the sake of argument. And what I normally do with students here, if you were all sitting in front of me, which you technically are, but you're not in small groups, is I would have you write down the steps that it takes to go through and order successfully something to eat from a restaurant like McDonald's. Now, my guess is that if you walk into McDonald's through those lovely double doors, some of the steps that you're going to engage in is this. You'll walk in, you'll look for the shortest line, you'll stand in line, you'll look at the menu, you'll decide what to order, you'll pay, you'll get your food, you'll eat, and you'll leave. Now let's look at that for a minute. A script is what I just described, and a script makes up a scheme. So for example, you may have a scheme about eating at fast food restaurants, and when you walk into anything that your mind perceives as a fast food restaurant, that script is activated. Now, funny enough, many of you have had the good fortune of traveling to different countries in the world. Sadly enough, many of you, when you travel to other countries, find yourself right at McDonald's for one of your first meals. I know that I've done that several times, but lo and behold, if, for example, I lived in Japan for a brief period of time, and I went into McDonald's, and I literally could not necessarily read the menu, but I walked in, I recognized what it was, where I was, besides the fact that I knew I was at McDonald's. But I walked in, and the fact that I activated that scheme, or that script was activated, I was able to successfully navigate that eating experience. And it was certainly an experience. On the flip side, is that you also have a script that's activated when you walk in to eat at a fine dining restaurant. I want you to think about, for example, if you think now about what is activated when you go and eat at a nice restaurant, and I'm not saying that McDonald's and Wendy's and Carl's Jr.'s are not nice restaurants, but when you go sit at a restaurant like what's over my shoulder here, you don't go in and look for the shortest line and look up in the air for the menu board. It just doesn't happen. Why? Because a scheme is activated. And we pick up on nonverbal cues in the environment, and we know what to do based on those pieces. And that is fundamentally what we talk about when we talk about organization. It's how it's one way that we think of that our brains are organized. I got a question here from somebody with the first name of 80s Rocker. Again, I just want to point out for those of you that are online, is that part of the participation grade is to participate in the chat lines. And so if I don't know who's emailing in, it becomes hard to give you credit. But the question I got is how do you deal with the fact that kids have different experiences at different times and don't develop at the same pace? Well, kids have different experiences at different times, but one of the things that we're going to get to in a couple of weeks is something literally in the book that's called learner differences. And everybody experiences and processes things in a different way based on the experience that they personally have had over time. So that could be one way of understanding that. I see that I'm getting another question here from Victoria. It says that seems that you are talking about comfort zone and accessing that before you are able to access new information. Not necessarily. One of the things that we talk about, and if you can leave that question up for a second, is one of the things that we talk about in terms of adaptation, which is the second piece of what Piaget talks about, is that the adaptation piece is how do we deal with new information? And when we get confronted with a new piece of information, a new situation, a new word, kids, for example, the classic example is a kid that gets that sees different kinds of animals and tries to figure out what's happening with that. Is that if you fit new information comfortably into an existing scheme, and the example in the book is that kids see a skunk and they call it Kitty. And that may be an example of assimilation because you're fitting a new piece of information into something that already exists. But in terms of a comfort zone, that's an interesting comment, mainly because I think all people that are in education would argue that it's essential to create a space for kids, if this is in fact what you're talking about, where the kids do feel comfortable to do a variety of things. Number one, I would argue, and one of the most critical pieces for kids at any age is to take risks. And I think that, so when you're talking, Victoria, about a comfort zone, I think, yeah, it is critical to develop a comfort zone so kids can take risks. But a lot of times new experiences and learning can be fun, and learning can be not so fun. We learn, there's that age-old saying that we learn more from failure than we learn from success, and that may not have to do with comfort zone. But then again, everybody's going to define comfort a little different. So let me just go back to a point I made a moment ago, which is one way that we adapt to information is when we get a new piece of information and it fits into something we already know. And that's called assimilation. But if you have to change your schema to make sense of the environment, then that's something that's called accommodation. And so basically what ends up happening is that our cognitive structure is organized into a wealth of different things called schemes. When we interact with new information, generally what ends up happening is that we need to make sense of what just happened. That process of just trying to make sense of something is called disequilibrium. It's like this process of being confused, but not in the literal sense. It's just we're trying to figure out what to do with the information. And if it fits naturally into something that we already know, for example, we mentioned earlier the grab and thrust schema. A kid will grab and that's generally what you see with little kids. That's why we keep jelly beans and we keep marbles and things away from kids, because they naturally see something, they grab it and pop it into their mouth. That works for a rattle and a pacifier, but it doesn't really work for a beach ball or a watch. On the other hand, when you're looking at accommodation, we might add a brand new scheme for skunks. And I hope it's not because what was perceived as a kitty gets upset and lashes out and sprays you. The idea in terms of accommodation, to connect it to the grab and thrust example, is we try to grab things like, for example, a little kid would grab this pen and instantly put it in their mouth. With a beach ball, that doesn't work, but a new schema may come out that's called squeeze and drool, because what will happen with a kid is they'll take this big beach ball, they'll try to jam it in their mouth, it won't work, but they'll realize that, hey, when I do this, something else is happening, like drooling, which I know is a lovely thought here in the late afternoon. Sarah has a question that says, are these schemes a fixed part of cognitive development? Or does Piaget's concept of adaptation occur when we receive and process new information, thereby rewriting or altering our schemes? I think that's what we were mentioning a moment ago about accommodation. But yes, schemes are a central part of Piaget's theory. Again, you want to really think of it like this. There's two general areas that focus on, and we're looking really at a basic level of what Piaget talked about, but at a real fundamental level, you're looking at the way we organize information, which are schemes, and then the other piece, which is adaptation. And so, yeah, when we receive and process new information, if it's something that does not link in with something we already know, then yeah, we would either fix a faulty scheme or alter it. And those two choices would either be what we mentioned earlier, which was assimilation or accommodation. That's a great question, Sarah. And by the way, I love the fact that you're all participating. This is so much different and so much nicer than the last one for me. Jonathan Goldman says, does anxiety always have a negative influence in learning and adaptation? Does it ever have any positive enforcements? That's a great question. We're actually going to be covering that later in the course, but to just give you a real quick look at it, anxiety or performance anxiety, first of all, anxiety, what a lot of kids don't understand is that anxiety is completely normal. In fact, it's expected. I do work with athletes, and as well as I work with students and teachers and a number of different people. And one of the things that we talk about is preparing for a performance. And remember, performance could be what I'm doing here. It could be Tiger Woods going out and playing the final round of the U.S. Open. What we find about anxiety is this, is that moderate doses of anxiety affect performance. But what ends up deciding whether or not it affects it in a positive way, if it helps performance, which is called facilitating anxiety, or whether it hurts you, which is called debilitating anxiety, what the research seems to show is that the critical piece, ironically enough, is are you truly prepared? As you'll read later in the course, and so I don't want to totally deviate from this, but there's this concept that kids have all the time, especially middle schoolers, that's called the illusion of knowing. It's what illusion of knowing means is it's when you basically trick yourself into thinking that you've learned what it is that you're trying to learn. I remember, unfortunately, many times in middle school when I would sit in front of a book for a while, and I spent time looking at the book, but I really didn't spend time studying. And so then I would have anxiety, but what would end up happening was that the anxiety would hurt my performance because I wasn't ready. And that becomes an enormous piece. So I think one of the things, for those of you that are currently teaching out there, here, you know, a lot of times when I do workshops with people, the one piece I always try to focus on with educators is don't on Wednesday or on Tuesday. And if you did this today, don't feel bad about it. You can fix it. On Wednesday, don't tell them your homework for Friday is just to study, because a lot of kids don't know what the term study means. And I think that when you look at what the implications of that are, what does it mean for most people? It means you open up the book, you take a quick look at the chapter, and then you say, well, I've studied. Or kids will spend 3 or 4 hours changing from math to science to language arts to social studies. They'll be looking at everything, but they won't necessarily have learned anything. I see there's a couple of questions up here. One from Derek says, have you seen a difference between an athlete and non-athlete when it comes to anxiety and performance? Well, yeah. I'll give you the example, which is performance is performance. And then I'm going to try to, good, I see, it looks like Vives has a question, so I'll get back onto Piaget. But performance is performance. Athletes, we see their performances because they generate a lot of revenue. And so when things generate a lot of revenue, we pay more attention to it. But for example, President Obama today, I believe it was today, or maybe it was yesterday, delivered his talk to the kids. And then I know that tonight, in fact, I know you're all TiVoing that because you're watching and you're with me tonight. He's giving another address. Will he suffer some sort of anxiety? Yes. But these guys like Obama and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs that go and give big speeches, when they deliver a speech, they're prepared. They don't freeze. That's the difference between anxiety. So yeah, you certainly see differences between athletes and non-athletes, but that's just what they do. Okay, let me get, and if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. It says, how do you encourage students to come out of the comfort zone and get them to trust that it's okay to do so? That is a great question. I wish more teachers asked that. I wish more principals asked that. And the question will be, how do you encourage teachers to come out of their comfort zone? The question really is how do you encourage anyone to step out of their comfort zone and get them to trust it's okay to do so? What I find working with organizations all over the place, in fact, I just encountered one last week when I was traveling in Michigan, was that what you see in organizations, whether they're urban, whether they're rural, whether they're in Los Angeles or San Francisco or Detroit, is trust. How do you build an environment? Let's go all the way back to what I said about 25 minutes ago. How do you get kids to take risks? Think back. Some of you are probably very happy that you can sit at home and watch this on your computer and sit back and have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and eat some dinner. Because some of you, when you go to class, the thought of raising your hand and asking questions may be terrifying to you. So how do you encourage students to come out of the comfort zone? The easiest answer I can give you is provide opportunities for them to speak with their peers. And as you provide more opportunities for them to speak to their peers and make it okay, for example, that there is no one right answer, then all of a sudden kids start feeling it's okay. Kids learn that it's not okay. We can go back to schemes. Kids develop a scheme that it's not okay to trust other people from either parents or prior teachers. So a lot of times middle school teachers or upper elementary teachers or high school teachers struggle with this notion of trying to get kids to sort of step out of their comfort zone and take risks. But what they don't understand is that what the kid is battling is years of challenge. And maybe, for example, if you were the kid that raised your hand in class and you asked a question and the teacher blasted you for something, that may have been the last time you raised your hand in class. There's lots of different pieces that have to do with this. So we have another question up here, which is, so is that how we help kids make sense of the world, by assimilation or helping them get organized and adapt to situations? Again, a good question. We don't teach the kids through assimilation, because assimilation has to do with what the child brings to each learning experience independently. Take a look at any class, even if it's a small class of 10 students. Every student in that class has a different life experience. If you all out there could look at each other right now, there's 161 of you or something like that I hope are all watching now. You all have different life experience. If I start referencing my work experience in schools, I taught 6th grade in the elementary school and also in the middle school level, but I also taught 1 year of 4th grade. If I just talk about middle school experience or just elementary school experience, some of that information is going to translate and assimilate into somebody that focuses on older adolescents. But we help kids make sense of their world. And that's what we're going to be getting to here in a second. But we help kids make sense of the world by putting them in situations where they can engage actively with the curriculum, where they can get engaged in cooperative learning, and take chances by trying to make sense of the learning experience by themselves. What we'll get to when we get to the motivation work later in the course is that one of the fundamental pieces of motivation is that kids value the task. There's personal meaning, I should say, to what they're doing. A lot of times kids feel as though they're just doing what the teacher asked them to do, and it's not their learning process, and that frustrates a lot of kids. Let me take a jump to some of the Piagetian stages quickly. Pardon me for that. And Piaget basically had 4 fundamental stages that really helped understand how kids make sense of the world. And I want to quickly go over some of these stages with you. The first stage I want to share with you is something called the sensory motor stage. And the sensory motor stage, according to Piaget, goes from roughly age birth until roughly 2 years of age. But I always try to caution folks when we talk about Piaget's stages, because a lot of times when people read text in a book or on the newspaper or on Kindle or wherever you're going to look at it, we take that as, if it says birth to 2, then that is the definite stage. Reason why this becomes frustrating is that I've had students that have had kids that read the chapter, especially on Piaget or any stage theorists that attach ages to what they're doing, and they start comparing their child's experiences to what the book says. And you got to remember that what we said earlier is that everybody has a different experience. Everybody's parents provide different learning experiences for them. Everybody grows at different rates. In fact, one of the great stories that I read online in some qualitative research was that, and we'll get to all the stages later, but the most advanced stage of Piaget is called formal operations, which basically is dealing with abstractions, and we'll get to that in a minute. But they find that in certain areas in Mexico, some children actually achieve formal operations thinking, which is abstract thinking, at a very young age. And they tried to figure out why, and what they found out, or what they concluded, was that because in this one particular village, pottery was a staple. Every kid learned how to use clay, and so what they ended up doing was they would take a mound of clay and they would turn it into something. And if you've ever played on a potter's wheel, which if you haven't, consider that homework. But you take a lump of clay and you make it into something, and if it isn't what you need, you just take water and you slap it down and you remake it again. And so what kids are doing is they're constantly changing the shapes of things back and forth, and that is an enormous advantage to kids rather than just worksheets. So all the way back to the birth to two, now that you know that life experience can affect how we progress through stages, is the central piece to the sensory motor stage is a term called object permanence. And object permanence, most people know. It's like I always argue, people that take psych courses or ed psych courses know the vast majority of the curriculum before they take the course. They just don't know how to apply it. So I'll give you an example. I should have brought a little stuffed animal in here, but everybody's played with a little kid. If you play with a kid and you've said, for example, see the pen, and then you put the pen out of view of the child, kids that have not achieved the sense of object permanence won't look for the pen. Kids that have achieved that sense of object permanence, which is sort of like the transition point for the sensory motor stage, kids that have achieved object permanence will look for the pen. And basically, the reason why that's important, other than the fact that now the child becomes a significantly more fun to play with, is that now they realize that their universe is a little bit larger than that which they can just interact with. Because when you think about kids that are 1 or 1.5, kids that are not really that mobile yet, their world focuses on some of these things that sit over them. So a lot of parents put their children on the ground, and they put the mobile pieces over the top of them so they can have some stimulation. But for them, all kids realize at a very young age is that the world is what I can see and touch. And once they realize that there's a world outside of what I can see and touch, now all of a sudden the cognitive growth just starts to build from there. For example, I just Googled videos on object permanence, and I came up with 25 videos. So if what I just said didn't truly make sense, you can see a 14-second video on that. I'm going to inundate you with videos here in a few minutes, which is why I want to slow down here. I see that I've got a couple of questions. Let me pause and take a couple of these real quick. Alicia Romo asks, since students grow at different rates, shouldn't the stages of Piaget overlap in a sense? I don't know if it is that they overlap or that different kids go through them at different rates. And I think that's probably the easiest way. And it's not like, for example, that you immediately go, you achieve object permanence and then, bells and whistles. You've now reached the pre-operational stage, but it really is just a transition point. And so that's one aspect of that. And Mercedes says, how can we use Piagetian concepts relating to high school students? I'm going to ask you to hold that question for about 35 minutes because we're going to be talking about literacy and we're going to really be talking about what is the purpose of education with Professor Douillet, and that's going to be a great conversation. We're going to hold that question and you'll see that we're going to take that into some really good areas. And then Sandra Murillo says, is it true that some adults never reach the formal operation stage? Hang on to that question. I'll get to that in a second, I promise. The next stage that I wanted to cover with you is called the pre-operational stage. And the pre-operational stage, according to the book and according to sort of the world of this, is from ages 2 to about age 7. But again, exercise caution when you're looking at ages. What starts to emerge at this age is the beginning of logical thinking. And what we end up finding as well is that other critical terms that emerge in the pre-operational phase is something called centration. And what ends up happening here is that kids have a hard time focusing on multiple aspects of a situation. And so their thinking is still relatively simplistic at this age, but they're starting to begin to develop logical thinking. And that you generally start seeing again in the early years, like kindergarten, grades 1 and grades 2. What ends up also happening to transition from pre-operational stage into other stages is the ability to start to what's called is conserve. And what I wanted to share with you here is actually one of the few videos that I said I had for you to get going here. And this video is actually a college professor with her own kids. And what she's going to show you is the classic discussion of conservation. What I want you to watch when you look at this is that we talked about centering in terms of being able to focus on multiple aspects of a situation. And so when you look at conservation, that fundamentally is asking, can they, much like we talked about the kids that grow up with clay and pottery, how advanced are the skills of kids to understand that just because something changes shape or size or volume, does the object itself change? So we're going to go to this video here, and we'll think about how sophistication changes through interaction. So again, this is a college professor and her kids, so we'll go to that.
First of all, I'm going to take this water, and I'm going to pour it into these glasses. And I want you to help me make sure that I've got the same amount of water in each glass. Is that the same amount of water?
Let me see.
Do I need a little more in this one? How'd that look?
Yes.
Is that the same amount of water in each glass?
I'll put some in here.
Well, I want you to pour this water in this glass.
Me?
Yeah. Pour it all in.
This.
All of it in. Okay, now, Emily, tell me, is there the same amount of water in this glass and this glass?
No.
No. Okay.
This one's big and this one's small.
Okay. Becca, what do you think? Is there the same amount of water?
Yes.
Yes? How come? Why do you say that?
Because you poured the same amount of water into a smaller glass. It looks smaller, but there really is the same amount because this one's taller and it looks bigger. Because if this glass was wider, then it wouldn't be so hot. So hot. But if it was tall like it is, then it goes up higher. But this is a little wider. So it has to fill it more room. I want to pour these too.
Okay. Now I want to ask you a question about cheese first before we do any more water pouring. So let's put the water over here.
Water.
Yep. Now, are these two pieces of cheese the same size? They are the same size?
Yes.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to take this piece of cheese.
Oh, we've done this before. With Mama?
Yeah. Now, if you were really hungry for cheese, which cheese would you pick? This cheese or this cheese?
I would choose this.
How come?
Because this is folded up
Yeah.
and has more pieces.
It has more pieces. Yummers. Okay. Becca, sweetheart, which would you choose?
They're still the same. They're still the same. Even though this is folded up. If you put them together into a square piece like this, the piece is open, it would be the same size. It'd still be the same size. They're just the same, only they're folded up. This one's wider, and this one is taller. The water.
Well, I want to ask you one more question now, after the cheese. Good for you. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Now, I want to know if anybody knows.
So we're back. So as you can see, when they start looking at how kids conserve, the different ages start to develop these things or start to develop their level of thinking differently. And so these are little, like that's an example. If you have children that are 4 and 8 or 4 and 9 or whatever, these are things that you can actually go out and try with them. And it's so these are ways that you can experiment just to start seeing what's happening. You can start figuring out, well, what are some different experiences that I can give my child that will help them start to understand this. Well, that was sort of looking at conservation from one angle. What I wanted to show you as well is a series of examples when we're looking at children that are trying to achieve conservation, where you can hear one child, the focus on one child, repeated. So what we're going to look at now, again, is just another short clip. It's just about 2 minutes and change. And what you're going to end up seeing is questions that are directed at children, and listen carefully for how they're thinking and how they're verbalizing what it is that they're thinking. So if we can go to that.
Can you look at these two glasses? Do you think that they have the same amount of juice? You think they have the same? Okay. Now we're going to pour this juice into this glass. Now, do you think that this glass has more juice, this glass has more juice, or do you think that they have the same amount?
That one has more.
This one has more, and why do you think that this one has more?
Because it's taller.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Okay. Does this row have more quarters? Does this row have more quarters, or do they have the same?
1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're both the same.
They're the same?
5, 5.
Okay. Okay. Does this row have more quarters? Does this row have more, or do they have the same?
This one has more.
That one has more quarters?
Yeah.
Why does this row have more quarters?
Because it's more far away.
It's more far away?
Yeah, it's more far away than that. Looks bigger.
All right, we're going to play a game with the graham crackers, and we're going to share them between me and you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you think that we shared those fairly?
No.
No, why not?
You have those and I have this one.
Well, what if we try this? Okay, can I put this down right there?
Okay.
Now is it fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it fair now?
Because we both have two.
Yeah, I love that one, mainly because as you can start seeing with the last two pieces, or the last two segments of that, what you see is this inability to focus on multiple aspects of a problem. And so I hopefully that started to make some sense about what are examples of a lack of conservation or a difficulty with learning about how to conserve. Once kids start to understand the sort of the laws of conservation, they move into an area that is called the next stage is called concrete operations. For those of you that teach middle school and high school, or are interested in teaching middle school and high school, what you'll end up finding out is that this is a truly unique level, because what concrete operations looks at is it basically occurs when children start to achieve the ability to reverse as well as to conserve. But what ends up happening, more importantly, is that we can develop multiple classifications. We can start looking and seeing that one thing can belong to multiple groups. For example, a child may see a parent as just a parent, but as they get older, they can see a parent, as a coach, as a friend. I mean, there are numerous examples. However, what children at this age of concrete operations still can't understand truly is abstractions. So what ends up happening when we look at concrete operations, they're able to start demonstrating more advanced levels of thinking, but they're still not fully able to start understanding abstractions. For example, I love fifth grade because fifth grade is where we start getting into abstractions in terms of the concepts that we cover, especially because in the social studies curriculum, we look at U.S. history. And when you ask a fifth grader to discuss what a democracy is, more times than not, they just give you the definition of what a democracy is. They'll say, well, I know what a democracy is. It's ruled by the people. But they can't fully explain it yet because it's that abstraction that doesn't make sense. It still needs something strong to hold to. It's the same reason why when you teach high school students, you have to give them something concrete to start with so they have anchor points to jump into. A lot of times teachers start talking about abstract concepts without fully defining some of the terms. It's kind of like when you go into a classroom. I used to always share one fundamental sticker that was on my board that said "Assume nothing," and it wasn't that assume the kids couldn't do anything. It was just assume for the sake of argument that they didn't know what you were about to start talking about, and introduce it to them in a very concrete fashion. I'll give you another example. If you teach math, one of the areas where a lot of kids get very confused in math is when teachers start to explain what would be an abstract concept to the kid, but not to the adult. And one way to help make this more concrete is to break the math problem down into steps so kids can understand clearly exactly what it is that they're supposed to do. So the entire process becomes concrete. When you talk to good math teachers in the middle school, all good math teachers in middle school will tell you that algebra can be learned by middle school students, but it has to be introduced in a very concrete, hands-on, direct way so we don't lose kids. Algebra is terrifying to kids. In fact, some of you out there still don't like math, and my guess is that the reason why you don't is because of a teacher that you had when you were younger. And more often than not, I find that that teacher happened to have been an algebra teacher. And that's only because they introduced something that would be abstract in an abstract way, rather than present it so it was logical and made sense. What is mastery of conservation? What does it look like? We gave you a couple of examples as we start getting into this about lack of conservation. But when you look at what the mastery of conservation looks like, I want to share with you literally about a 1-minute video that will show you what the mastery of conservation looks like. So if we can have that.
First, we're going to look at these two cups right here. Do you think there's the same amount of juice in this glass as there is in that glass?
They're even.
They're even? Okay. So we're going to take the juice from this glass and pour it into this one right here.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to look at this glass and that one. So do you think that there's more juice in this glass, more juice in this glass, or do you think that they have the same amount?
Same amount.
Okay, why do you think that they have the same amount?
Just because this is skinny doesn't mean it's not the same amount. It has the same amount of juice in it, but this one is just wider and this one's skinnier, but they have the same amount of juice in it.
So as language development continues to grow, so does the ability to say and share what it is that we're seeing. So when you start mastering things like conservation and we can get into concrete operations, then the logical next level, as we just mentioned a few minutes ago, is looking at the world of abstractions, which is called formal operations. And I've had several questions that have popped up in front of me that have talked about, does everybody achieve formal operations? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What's the anchor point? Because you can read in a book about it, but a lot of times it helps if you can actually see a video of it. So what I want to share with you is this, is it's going to show you an example of a difference between children that have mastered some sort of abstract logic, formal operational logic, and some that haven't. The question that you may leave with is the last child typical of teenagers? Well, where does this fall? So if we can go to this video, you'll see an example of formal operational abstract thinking, the ability to converse about what it would be like perhaps not to have any thumbs.
The formal operational stage of cognitive development is reached when an adolescent begins to think abstractly and to reason hypothetically. When asked the hypothetical question, what if people had no thumbs, pre-adolescent children like Jalur and Jenny respond much differently than adolescents do.
Because I have 4 fingers. I wouldn't be able to write or nothing.
You wouldn't be able to tell a person that they're, like, good and this.
That's good.
And wouldn't be able to write really good. And you couldn't play thumb wrestling.
Adolescents are able to mentally picture this hypothetical situation, contrast it with reality, and produce a variety of conclusions regarding the implications of being without thumbs.
Man, I think the whole world would change, kind of. I know a friend of mine who's a lefty, and in 5th grade we were just shooting the breeze one day, and she said, you know, the whole world's made for righties. I said, what are you talking about, the whole world's made for righties? She said, well, door handles all open a certain way, tables are made a certain way, desks in school are all made for righties. You'll notice that when you get in, you can prop your right arm up but not your left one. And sort of for the next week or so, I kept my eye out, and she was right. I mean, the whole world is sort of tailored to the majority, the righties. And so I think if we were to lose something as simple but critical as our thumb, the whole world would change. Maybe a bunch of little things, but all those little things would add up to something major. And I think
so that last individual is probably not an example of what every adolescent child comes through the classrooms like. However, you can see and hear the ability to think abstractly compared to the other kids. I got a question from Lorraine, who asks about the role of genetics and that she did the water and cheese problem with her 5-year-old. Now, I would argue in this case that yes, genetics may very well have a hand in it. I'll say also that it says in here that this individual's children are more analytical because both parents are engineers. So again, let's go back to experience. And what are the examples that are shared with people? You know, is it odd to know that a kid's going to end up more likely to read if the parents are readers, or that the kid's going to be able to grasp different mathematical concepts earlier than other kids because their parents have a mathematical background? Of course, it has to do with a lot of the experiences that we have. A lot of times I open the EdSite course with small groups discussing which is more responsible for performance, genetics, or environment. And obviously, it's a mixture of both. I mean, what you come with is that's your starting point. And then the environment that you work in enables you to fully realize the potential that you have. However, you know, I have a graph here that will show you the percent of students that are in Piagetian stages. And there it is. If you can bring that up full screen for me, what you'll see is that what you'll see is the blue category looks at the pre-operational stage. And as you can see on the bottom, it'll show you the ages from ages 5, right there, to 14, which is there. And what you start seeing as you look at this graph is that the pink is concrete, that is mature, and then green is formal operations, the onset of it, and then the light blue is the formal operations mature. Very, very, very few of the children achieve formal operations mature at the age of 14. Now, if you want to look at where children are experiencing algebra, it's generally right about there. And so when we look at this might indicate that you've got about 25% of the population, according to this chart, that have the analytical ability, the formal operation, the abstract thinking ability to be able to handle algebra unless it's taught in a concrete fashion. If it's taught in a concrete fashion, now all of a sudden, let me just show you, now all of a sudden all of these pink people start coming into play. Being able to introduce things in a concrete fashion is essential to kids, especially in middle school. So that's one of the pieces that we can see in terms of that chart. There are several concerns that emerge about Piaget. Number one is that he looked at a very small number of children in a fairly affluent area. That would be called small sample size. Did the work of Piaget, and these are the critics of Piaget, say, did his work, does it translate to everybody? And then one of the questions is was that his intention? He was looking at children, watching them interact, and formed some fascinating conclusions that literally every theory that we're going to look at for the remainder of this course can somehow be tied back to the work of Jean Piaget. Other concerns for Piaget, which sort of, when you look at it, it's a logical conclusion, is that he didn't account for cultural differences. If you're looking just at a small sample size, then of course you're not going to account for cultural differences. And that he also didn't account for the fact that some children progress through stages at different rates. Those are the concerns of Piaget, but that's why we have newer Piagetian theorists that have come out and have furthered the work. And we're going to get to some of that when we talk about literacy in a moment. I want to jump to Vygotsky quickly because I'm cognizant of time, and I want to make sure that I can get through two other things before I bring Professor Dulye in. And a Russian psychologist that is often, more than not, included in the same conversation as Piaget is Lev Vygotsky. And Lev Vygotsky was a Russian psychologist that was known for discussing socio-cultural theory. And there's a picture of him. And what Vygotsky really looked at was that learning is social, and all learning is social, and that we learn best when we have what's called an able-bodied peer or a mentor that can help assist us with our learning. One of the fundamental terms that Vygotsky talked about was called the zone of proximal development. And basically what the zone of proximal development is it's that stage, or it's that aspect of learning that's just a little bit ahead of where you are. And if we can keep kids in that zone of proximal development where it piques curiosity, then what we can do is we can start using some of the other concepts that Vygotsky talked about, specifically something called co-construction, where an adult and a child or two peers can co-construct, can put together in pairs or in small groups. They can construct knowledge in a social gathering. If you're working with a child and a child's having trouble achieving what you're trying to teach them, then what we can do is what Vygotsky called scaffolding, which is we can ask questions, or we can help the child make sense of what they're trying to learn by leading them step by step through a series of questions, which is why a moment ago I mentioned the concept of an able-bodied peer. What Vygotsky really said also was that students learn best when things are just beyond their grasp. Not where it's so confusing that you can't understand it, but where it's just outside of your ability to understand it, so that way you still are motivated to actually engage with the material. All right, I see that we have our first call of the semester. So let's, we have Jane is calling from Torrance. Hi, Jane.
Hello. Hi.
Go. You are live, Jane. Go for it.
Oh, okay. My question was, if we know statistically that kids cannot learn algebra, or they're not quite ready for algebra until they're in the formal operation, or more analytic, or when they're in the different stages of development, at about 13 or 14, why are the school districts teaching it in 5th and 6th and 7th grade and frustrating them to a level where they're so discouraged with math that they don't want to, they shut down?
It's a great question. I think what it is that, there's a lot of ways I could take that question. One is that algebra is actually being introduced in kindergarten. If you look at a lot of the worksheets that kids are getting, they'll have like a 1 plus triangle equals 3. And they'll learn to fill in that triangle that 1 plus 2 equals 3. So they actually are at a very young age starting to understand this. I think one of the key pieces is not that the kids aren't ready, but that the level of professional development that the teachers are getting, the support that they're getting, and the expectations or the accountability of them to really be able to implement some of the strong teaching methodologies that we know about algebra. Now, some kids are not ready for it. It is a goal of a lot of different districts to make sure that kids are ready to be able to move into algebra in 9th grade. So I think that that one of the pieces, or one of the reasons why a lot of middle schools are having kids take algebra in 8th grade is to really get them ready for 9th grade. And thank you for calling, Jane. I think that you know, one of the things that I know, and I've got a daughter going into 8th grade now, and she's going to be taking algebra. And I'll be honest, is that it's been years and years and years since I've taken an algebra class. And so I'm really looking at trying to provide her a supportive environment to learn this. But I think that that it's essential for teachers to collaborate and talk. And we opened the whole night tonight talking about trust and collaboration. I think that teachers really need to get together and really look at best practices and really look at what does it mean to be a professional in this world of education. And really, you know, we ask the kids to take risks, and we ask the kids to step out of their comfort zone, we heard earlier. But are we as teachers modeling that? And I think that's a huge piece. Now, what I would like to do is I'm going to transition now because I'm looking at the clock and I want to get Professor Douillet in. But part of this chapter that's really important has to do with the brain. And what I would like to share with you now is a video that is about 7 minutes long. And this is a video that will literally give you an enormous overview on the brain, specifically on the adolescent brain. One of the things that we hear a lot when we look at child development, especially very, very, very young children, is that in the first few years of life, the reason why kids sleep so much is because their brains are going through enormous changes. Well, some of the research is also coming out that kids are experiencing that similar types of growth as adolescents. And so what I'm going to do is I'd like to share with you this video that's going to go over things like pruning, how we start to form, as you'll see in the video, how we form this tree, pruning a tree of cognition, and how our brains are really formed, and what the role of experience is. And I think you're going to start seeing how experience and how working with children and how Piaget looked at learning all come together in how adolescents think and behave, and you start getting a look at this. So enjoy this video. It really gives a wonderful look at the adolescent brain, and then we'll come back straight up with Professor Douillet.
Jay Geed heads to work. He too is grappling with the teenage world, trying to untangle the workings and wirings of the adolescent brain. This doctor is crossing over a new threshold to a fresh understanding of adolescence.
I think people for generations have been fascinated by teen behavior and what is happening in teens. But for so long to actually look inside the biology of teen behavior has been very elusive. And we just haven't had the technology or the tools to try to peer into the so-called black box.
But now he does. Dr. Geed of the National Institute of Mental Health gets the use of this imaging machine one night a week to look at the brain structure of normal children. Teens come in and sometimes even sleep in this large magnet so he can take a long, hard look inside their brains.
Now, for the first time in our human history, we can actually start exploring the living, growing activity of the human brain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off.
What he discovered in the all-important part of the brain that sits behind the forehead, in an area called the frontal cortex, was an unexpected growth spurt, an overproduction of cells just before puberty.
This is a process that we knew happened in the womb, maybe even the first 18 months of life. But it was only when we started following the same children by scanning their brains at 2-year intervals that we detected a second wave of overproduction. And this second wave of overproduction is manifest by an actual thickening in the gray matter, or the thinking part, in the front parts of the brain.
Many people mistakenly believe that most of the changes occurred in the first few years of life, and that after a child was about 3, there was actually relatively little change occurring. And we know that that's absolutely incorrect.
Well, I think the most surprising thing has been how much the teen brain is changing. By age 6, the brain is already 95% of its adult size. But the gray matter, or thinking part of the brain, continues to thicken throughout childhood as the brain cells grow extra connections, much like a tree growing extra branches, twigs, and roots.
It's like this. The brain grows like a tree. First, there is a flurry of growth. Then unused branches or pathways are pruned. And it is this pruning that gives the tree its shape for the future.
I'll hold this in position because it has to have a little bit of an angle. You want to tighten this clamp. Run them up with your fingers first.
For Charlie, as he works in his uncle's garage, the skills he's acquiring will strengthen certain neural pathways. What he practices will combine with his own genetic heritage to consolidate the wiring in certain parts of his brain and not others.
The last thing we want to do is move this thing a little bit.
Want me to hold it right there?
Yes, right there is perfect.
The pruning down phase is perhaps even more interesting because our leading hypothesis for that is the use it or lose it principle. Those cells and connections that are used will survive and flourish. Those cells and connections that are not used will wither and die. So if the teen is doing music or sports or academics, those are the cells and connections that will be hardwired. If they're lying on the couch or playing video games or MTV, those are the cells and connections that are going to survive.
It is not only what a teenager does that matters, but how old he is and what the immature brain is capable of doing. Some areas coordinate and oversee others, and it is those parts of the brain that have long interested neuroscientists.
We've known for a long time that what we actually call the prefrontal cortex, the part that sits behind your forehead, is involved in planning behavior, your use of strategies, a technical term we call cognitive flexibility, which is can you change your mind and do you have sort of a fluid way of going about solving problems.
Part of the brain that is the so-called CEO, or the executive of the brain, is still being built during the teenage years. Teens are capable of enormous intellectual and artistic accomplishments. But that basic part of the brain that gives us strategies and organizing and perhaps warns us of potential consequences isn't fully on board yet.
The risks of a severe concussion or a turned ankle, for instance. An adult brain might call for a helmet here or suggest this is not quite the moment to take a drag. But when you're very good, very determined, and very young, it's easy to feel invulnerable.
On some occasions I wear helmets, but not that much. Heck, I'm here almost every day, so it's not that much for me if I fall, because I'm kind of used to it. I just get little scrapes. No, it's not that risky.
Well, not that risky would be one way to put it.
It's one of like the most common, either rolling or wrists.
Adolescence has always been a period of high risk. We know that teenagers engage in risky behavior, and they have always engaged in risky behavior. There's nothing new about that now. And because the child, the 13 or 14 or 15-year-old, still has an immature frontal cortex, they often do not make the most responsible, reasoned decisions. And by virtue of having things available that can do harm, they often wind up in a higher risk group than I experienced as a child myself.
The prevalence of drugs, for instance. Here at a rave party, ecstasy and other drugs are a kind of rite of passage.
When you're on E, you love everyone. Like, I love you.
Very similar to San Francisco, 1969.
The way you feel, like your hands are soft, you can touch your face, your skin is very, very soft. People touch you, it's nice.
It's also a particularly cruel irony of nature, I think, that right at this time when the brain is most vulnerable is also a time when teens are most likely to experiment with drugs or alcohol. If they're doing drugs or alcohol that evening, it may not just be affecting their brains for that night or even for that weekend, but for the next 80 years of their life.
All right, we're back. So I hope that you enjoyed that video on the adolescent brain. What I would like to share with you now is I'm going to introduce a colleague of mine who has been at Dominguez Hills for a number of years, who's been a principal and a teacher, and many of you are going to have the good fortune of taking a class with Professor Douillet, and so I'm going to welcome him on in now. And basically what I'm going to start off by going into is just simply asking him a question, and I'm going to share with you before we get into this that I've had the pleasure of getting to sit and talk with Professor Douillet over the years about his experience with Piaget. And I can tell you that if we had 15 hours, it wouldn't be enough. And so what I'm really hoping is that we can get through a series of slides that he really presented. And so without further ado, I'm just going to introduce Professor Douillet by asking him a simple question, which was, how did you get interested in Piaget?
Jeff, thank you. I started teaching in the late 60s, and my principal would ask me, would you be interested in being involved in an experiment out of a professor from Cal State Los Angeles? And of course, when you begin teaching, you're going to accept that. So I had, certainly in my classes, I recognized the name, but I had no real basis of understanding. She came to the class and began to do some of these conservation tasks. And indeed, with 5th and 6th graders, I watched with just amazement. First of all, I thought it was a trick. How is it that 11 and 12-year-olds could not conserve number? In other words, let's say quantities of 8 or 9 or 10, for a small percentage indeed. They were unable to determine that 10 remained 10. And I thought it was, as I said, a trick. I questioned it. And then she went on to conservation of length and then into volume. And I'm sure you know this, but there are different levels of conservation. We can move from volume, mass, weight, area, as we saw, all the way into dealing with volume displacement that I used in some of my classes. And that's a level of formal operations that I'd like to talk about in a few moments. But moving into that, I became very interested in these conservation tasks, and that's where most people begin. I always challenge people, try to disprove these. One of the questions I saw one of your listeners, can we move people along in these conservation tasks? Miriam Pulaski tells us that that's not a good thing. By trying to teach conservation tasks, we literally can thwart the development of a human being. You can't push people in from one level of development to the next. And indeed, what I was finding is that we can be in different levels of development simultaneously. You may be formal about one thing and concrete in another. We're all concrete to the level that we become formal based upon really 4 processes of transition that I'll talk about in a few moments. But we need that active physical engagement. We need the social interaction that Vygotsky talks about and Piaget. And we need that level of maturation. And maturation really breaks into 2 areas, one of which is age level development. And as you said, that we're looking at not just age, but essentially the experiences tied with the social interaction. Mary Bedreau plays a part here where we get into questioning techniques. It's not just a matter of the growth of the spinal cord, so to speak. It's also a matter of time and giving children adequate time on task. The 4th process is called equilibration. And that you did a very marvelous job in explaining, and again, we'll get into that. But as I moved through my own development in this, I became very interested in just the task assessments, as I'm saying. I connected in the early 70s with an individual by the name of Robert Sund. And Robert Sund wrote a marvelous book called Piaget for Educators. I began to follow him throughout the state, and I would go and hear him in San Diego, in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and he became that much more credible to me when I found out that the man was dying of leukemia. And he felt he only had a few more years to live, and his sole purpose was to somehow tell people about his experiences with Piaget. Now, if a person has that kind of commitment to wanting to get the word out, if you will, and tell educators about this, and the marvelous work that this man has done. And I know you know that in 1920, Piaget received his graduate degrees both in biology and psychology. So much of his work is premised upon biology. That's why we have words like adaptation, accommodation, assimilation. These are biological terms. He was commissioned to do a series of assessments and try to standardize those assessments, but he became extremely interested in why children answered things in certain ways. He looked for these, what he called patterns of error. And those patterns of error, which in our way of looking at things, of course, we're most interested in kids getting things correct. We very seldom look at why children are missing certain things on an assessment. And God knows in things of today, we're very much interested in that CST. We need to score well on that. As he moved through his own career, what he was finding was a lot of things that we misjudge children on. We want them to be young adults. They are not. They are in every sense of the word a child, and as such, they need to be looked at as a child. They do go through various levels of development, and respecting those levels of development is very difficult for an adult, because we want them to be, as I said, young adults. We want to push them into our areas of understanding without realistically understanding ourselves that these individuals are going through certain stages. It's sort of as if nature's played a trick on us. We've all gone through them. It's just that we refuse, I guess, not refuse, we don't remember them. So the question reasonably is, how can we as educators really respect the developmental levels while simultaneously dealing with standards of expectations that are really adult level objectives? Simple answer is that we need to become aware of those developmental levels and where children are in order to deal with those standards and take them into unadulterated levels of education. So yes.
So then that sort of leads into the next question I had, which is, as I look at all this, what do you see as the primary, aside from, and we've talked about CST things and testing and assessment, what do you see as the primary objective for education?
I'm going to answer that. Before I do that, what I would suggest is if we back up, is what has Piaget had to say about education in general? And I want to present a more personalist view. One of your people that wrote in for a question, Mercedes Robbins, asked, how can we use Piaget concepts in high school? How can we use them K-12? And indeed, how can we use them in our own development? I would suggest that's very important too. But I would like to turn to Piaget not just as a noun, I'd like to turn him into a verb. And basically using him in his wonderful studies in classrooms. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to combine him with other theorists. So back to your question, essentially, what is the principal goal of education? That principal goal of education, in which Piaget says, and I'm going to read a quote from him, he says the principal goal of education is to create individuals who are capable of doing new things. Not simply of repeating what other generations have done, people who are creative, inventive, and discoverers. In a word, again, I'm going to twist it a bit, and I'm going to look at creating literate individuals. And in order to do that, we're going to have to talk about what is literacy. Right. And in order to do that, I have to bring in people like Noam Chomsky, Vygotsky, obviously. I'm going to have to bring in people like James Moffat and others of kind, Cummins, obviously, Steve Krashen. So when I look at the principal goal of education, if I had time, what I do in my own classes is I ask, given 13 years of education, what do you want children to be able to accomplish? And of course, obviously, literacy comes up. So then, basically, what is literacy? Processing this with people, what they'll come out with, essentially, is that we want children to be able to speak, to write, to read, and to listen. We're born with, and looking at that slide that I want to talk from, essentially, that fundamental formula of literacy is language plus content. So we're born basically, as Noam Chomsky says, with the ability to send and receive information. And it's a natural biological endowment that we have, and we take it oh so for granted. But indeed, depending upon who you hung out with, your language would develop, your oral language. So our natural endowment, as I'm saying, is the ability to send and receive information. We learn, and we learn how to speak, and we also learn how to listen. Many people may not believe that children know how to listen, but they do. Our vocabulary develops, and our job in education essentially is to take those natural sounds and turn them into symbols. So when they come into school, now we want children to be able to take those sounds and turn them into symbols called writing and reading. The natural progression that occurs, those language skills, which are called the 4 major language skills, combined with content standards, in my feeling, my interpretation, we have literacy. So language plus content is equal to literacy. I want children to be able to speak, to write, to read, and to listen science comprehensively. Speak, write, read, and listen mathematics or social studies. So what I'm after essentially is I need them to be able to process that information in such a way that it's not what goes on in our schools today as a stand-alone language arts curriculum. You see, language arts by definition, therefore, is not a subject, it's a skill. Reading is not a subject. If you want to learn reading as a subject, come here with us. We'll teach you reading as a subject. Our job in education is to teach children how to read. Our job in education is to teach them how to write. There's a natural progression that goes on in which, in order to speak, I have to do. That's where the physical engagement comes in. That's where Piaget comes in. What I do, I can think about, and what I think about, I can talk about. And what I talk about, I can write. Initially, the teacher will write for me, but children writing by definition is abstract symbolization about either a real or perceived experience. So it's not the 26 letters that we all know and love. Indeed, a picture becomes writing by definition. So if I can write what I am talking about based upon what I've experienced, not what somebody has told me of their experiences, but my own experiences, I'm perfectly capable of reading what I have written. It's impossible, in fact, not to read what you've written, and if you haven't copied it. If I can read that, therefore I can listen and then listen to others. So it becomes the basis of those 4 major language skills connected with content that is equal to literacy. Is that making some sense? Yes, I hope so.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm hoping that the people that are watching this are understanding that one of the reasons why I was glad to have you on is because we were going to have a conversation about how these things, you know, when people read about pre-operational stage, for example, and they see ages 2 to 7, it really, you know, it's not just about the age. It has to do with exactly the piece that you're talking about.
Children don't wake up at 8 years of age, stretch, and say, oh, I've now reached concrete operational stages of development. Indeed, as I'm saying, we're all concrete to the level we become formal based upon the experiences that we have had. So it is perfectly possible in one of your questions, listeners' questions that came in, it's absolutely possible to be formal at one thing and not at another. You just aren't formal at everything, if that's making some sense. The other slide that I wanted to take you into, the Piagetian approach to teaching and literacy, the goal of education. I love this quote. It says, the aim of education is to teach us how to think rather than what to think. To improve our minds so as to enable us to think for ourselves rather than to load the memory with thoughts of others. And it's written by Anonymous. Anonymous says the darndest things. I want to meet him someday. Right. But I love this quote. We as adults very much want children to get to our level of development. We can't abstract the world for them. As I said, going all the way on back, I became interested in Piaget the man, and then also his conservation tasks, which really led me into how do I take this theory and put it into practice with children. It's wonderful to do these conservation tasks. In fact, I remember doing this with a child in front of an auditorium of parents without telling the parent what to expect. I'll never do that again. This was a 6-year-old child, and I did the typical number conservation task in which I had 10 chips of 2 different colors. I put them on an overhead projector, and there were 5 red and 5 blue arbitrarily, and asked her if there were the same number. Now, this presupposes that children have a good, strong concept of one-to-one correspondence. It goes along with the entire task. And she indeed told me that there were 5 red chips and 5 blue, and could you line each one up, put a blue one in front of each red? She did that fine. And then by spreading them out, as we saw in your video clip, all of a sudden there were more chips. It's the idea that looking at the whole, children can't see parts to that whole. That the area that is conserved by the quantity takes precedence over the quantity itself. The mother of this child came out of the audience screaming at her child as if nobody else was there. I felt so terrible because she was telling essentially that this is not a stupid child. No, it's not. Right. Indeed, it's a child. And as I said at the beginning, in every sense of the word, it's a child. And we must respect that development. The idea that really Piaget has done for me, what has happened, is I can literally know where a child is now, and I don't get that kind of anxiety, if you will, that you brought up, or that anger as if somehow the child isn't paying attention. And the number of times I hear that, or stop guessing, you're guessing. Well, that's how we learn. You know, Fourier transformations and the like occur, and I've heard so many teachers say that, stop guessing. Children need to guess. They need that feeling of comfort in their classroom, that it's okay to make mistakes, to turn back, to try again. And I know you're with me, and you'll guide me. We all too often use a system of reward and punishment, and as a consequence, children essentially look to the teacher for the correct answer, all but turning off the thinking abilities of children. I can walk through second grade classrooms, and I see children absolutely, they've dropped out of school already. Mm-hmm. You can see it in their eyes. It's what Theodore Roosevelt says, that we look at children as if they are a natural-born nothing. Wax to be stamped, clay to be molded, the competent designs of other human beings. And teachers and adults in general fall into that category. Yes, we want them to learn. Yes, we want them to succeed. But at what expense? Going back to the goal and what Anonymous has said, we want thinkers. And so if we look at essentially what is integrated instruction, and I'm going to bring this together in a way hopefully that'll make sense. We've looked at defining literacy. And what I'd like to do in this next chart, looking at this Venn diagram of these 3 universes, we need to, we get this so confused. Curriculum is what to teach. It's the noun. It's the content.
Can we bring this full speed? There we go. Thanks.
It's the content. And it's the content, it's our standards. The how of instruction, that's the verb. It's the process. It's the instructional process that we use. Who we teach and what we've been pretty well centering on is the age appropriateness, is the developmental level of the student. And we need to take, I think, full consideration of all 3 of these universes. When you intersect them, now we have the why. So again, what we teach is the curriculum. That's the California Content Standards in this case. The how process, and I'm going to suggest that there are only 2 ways to teach, and only 2 ways. We get that so messed up, and I want to share that with you. Again, who are we dealing with? Most teachers will be dealing with pre-operational children in concrete and formal operational. If we combine the what with the who, then essentially we're looking at what we're teaching and to whom. If we look at the intersection of the how and the who, what process we're using with whom, and also the what and the how. Again, what are we doing in the sense of, again, the process that we're using and the why. So we look at assessment, we essentially look at the student, and if we look at that graphic, as I'm saying it would turn, it's achievement that we're after, obviously.
Well, it's interesting what you're saying, because a lot of the times when I work with schools, what I tend to find is that the majority of the people, if they converse about what's happening with their students, they're really just conversing about the what. Mm-hmm. And the real piece, the real aspect of collaboration and faculty level trust has to do with really looking at how are we doing what we're doing. It's kind of like, we work with a lot of schools on how do you build, a reflective practice into what you're doing. And that's a challenge. It takes a lot of effort to look at the who and the how, but we tend to just focus on the what, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. That reflective process you speak of is a very, very high level of thinking, and we very seldom give children that ability. And after all, when we look at expository writing, that's what we're talking about. It is a reflective process. I consider writing the highest level of thinking that we really have. And after all, writing's forever. But again, I question, where does it come? Where does it come from? It comes from the ability of speaking. And where does speaking come from? It comes from actual experiences. Not your experiences, their experiences. And we so often try to give our experiences away. And at best, children can memorize, and that's it. They can memorize what we want them to know. But then I ask you, is that really learning? And I think the answer is obvious. I look at, for example, pre-operational children, they're perception bound. And kindergartners, when I taught kindergarten and when I deal with my kindergarten teachers now, I do consulting work at a couple of schools throughout Los Angeles. And they are perception bound. That means what they see, they own. The concept of sharing doesn't play in here. And we try to teach children to share. If I see your papers, they're mine. I own them. I'm going to come and take them. It isn't a point of getting upset with that child. It's understanding that indeed, as I'm saying, as they see, they own. Even it moves on through that perception boundedness. I was able to pull out an algebra question in which we're looking at Pythagoras' theorem. I'm sure that many people have seen this before, but it brings home that point. I look at the question, it says find x. And if we could look at that slide, yes. That perception boundedness, essentially, here it is. Now, this is supposedly written from a 6th grade child, not one of mine. But see, then we go into, we're going to go into that remediation. And remediation, unfortunately, in most of our schools has become 3 things that we do. If I say it closer, if I say it louder, and I say it slower, therefore the child's going to understand it. And without, again, taking into consideration that children are, in fact, trying their best. Now, I don't know of any 2nd grader or 3rd grader that lays awake nights and figures out how to ruin your class the next day. They don't have it in them. But in middle school, that's another thing we need to talk about. But I look at the next slide, the thing that I find that creating a balanced instructional program, I see, this is one of my favorite cartoons, that the one boy is talking to the other and he says, I taught Stripe how to whistle. And the other boy leans down and says, well, I don't hear him whistling. So the other child says, well, I said I taught him. I didn't say he learned it. I can't tell you the number of times I've actually heard people say that. It's one program, UES, for example, when I first became a principal, was at a school. And that's where they were being trained. Teachers did their job, but the kids didn't do their job. I mean, listen to what is being said. We have so many ways to crutch our existence, so to speak, to make us feel all right. I'm not saying completely that what we have to do is an upheaval of our educational system. By all means, I think there has to be a balance. When we look at the different types of instructional programs and the different types of philosophies that exist, what we're going to see that there are 2 different philosophies that exist. And that next slide will show that basically that first philosophy is where a teacher very specifically defines a skill and organizes activities around that skill. That's in the upper left-hand corner there. Yeah, that circle's been there. It's part to whole. What I would use as an example is I go into many classrooms and I find that just a couple of weeks ago, the teacher's teaching the skill on plosives, bilabial plosives. So she's getting kids to say the B and the P sound, and that's wonderful. It's part to whole, as I'm saying. The other philosophy says the teacher presents some very interesting or intriguing situation, and out of that you set skills, but you don't begin there. That's whole to part. Well, when I look at these 2 different ways of teaching, essentially what I'm seeing, that these 2 philosophies lead to 2 theories. And one theory says that all learning comes from specifics, facts build concepts, minute behaviors lead to larger behaviors. and ultimately excellence in performance occurs. The CST would be an example of that. We're given a set of skills. We want children to know them, but I question how we get there. The other side says that all learning comes from some initial awareness of a problem, a setting. People may be familiar with field or field theory. A gestalt, you get some essence of the parts in the relationship to its whole. I think what I want to get across this evening is that neither one of these methods of teaching, and the method means maybe, are adequate, and neither one's wrong. I think we need a balance existing between both. What upsets me in today's education is the absolute overemphasis of one over the other. Every 10 to 12 years in education is like a pendulum. We swing back and forth. And what I see happening now is we're beginning to go more towards this right-hand side, this constructiveness, as one of your viewers or listeners brought up. One side is the left side is very Skinnerian, it's very behavioralist. The other side is developmentalist, sometimes called interactionalist theory, as Piaget has called it, or a constructivist theory and a position. I would strongly suggest that we try to balance the two. However, the reality in most of our schools today is that we're to be on a certain page at a certain time. If we spend 3 to 3.5 hours a day just on reading alone, I'm suggesting that you see, if you go all the way back to what I've said, that we can teach reading and writing in content. And it's very hard to read reading, and it's very hard to write writing. But do we try every day to do that? Is if somehow children are capable of doing this and it becomes usable for no other reason than on an assessment. So I have no problems with assessment as long as they tell us what needs to be done. And so rather than look at the answers that are correct, like Piaget is saying, let's look at the answers that are not correct. What can we do to correct them? How are children thinking? How are they processing that information? Again, when those assessments come back to punish a state, a district, an individual school, or an individual teacher, I think we're looking at it somewhat incorrectly. Sitting down and talking, and as a system of education, what are we trying to do? And obviously, we're trying to create, as I said, literate human beings. But in those processes, what are the skills we need to do? Our skills in the California Content Standards can't get any lower. My goodness, 5-year-olds in the language arts curriculum, objective, the student will be able to speak a full and complete sentence. Are you kidding? 18-month-olds can do that. Mm-hmm. But I find even in middle school, some of our kids can't construct a sentence. I think that's more a sense of attitude than anything else.
Well, let me interrupt. Actually, we've got a phone caller calling in.
Good.
So let me get Carlos calling from Pico Rivera. Carlos, what do you got?
Hey, I actually have a question about Jean Piaget. It would be, how would Jean Piaget approach a misbehaving child? In other words, how would he get a child involved if they're misbehaving?
Oh, Well, can you give me an example of what you're talking about?
Yeah, for example, I've noticed in classrooms where a teacher's trying to have a lesson, and then the student, he just doesn't want to pay attention, or he's just busy throwing papers or misbehaving, and he's the only one not paying attention. How would I get him involved? Or how would Piaget approach that?
I think that it's an interesting question. The first thing I'd say is it's one child you're saying, right?
Yes.
How old is the child?
Good question.
He's about 11 years old. I think it's 11 years old.
So 5th grade.
Are you giving us a live situation? Is this
what do you mean a live situation?
Is this your student?
Yes.
Okay.
The process, we'd have to know more about that child. You just can't generalize and say, do this. First of all, I'd need to know the background of that child. Generally, if children are, and I'm going to generalize again, if they are interactively involved, there are no behavior problems. And I'm sure people have just fallen off their chair on that. We have to have, and I'm sure you're aware of, the training that's necessary to deal with children that have difficulties. It's been shown in a lot of research that if children do not understand 15 to 20% of what's going on in a classroom, you've got a behavior problem. It generally comes from that. Now, there could be neurological problems. There could be problems at home. There's a whole myriad of problems that could act or cause the child to act out. And I don't mean to be avoiding your question, but I would need to know that individual child's background in order to specifically answer that question.
Ah, okay. I understand.
And the other question, Carlos, is that is this a student that you have right now, and did school just start the other day?
It's not one of my students. I'm actually a TA, and I've noticed this.
Okay.
So I'm going to start hopefully teaching in about a year. So if this comes up, I'd want to know kind of what to do.
Well, I think there's a lot of different ways you can tackle this. One has to do with just how the classroom management situation is, and it also comes back to what Dennis and I have both alluded to earlier, and what one of the email folks asked earlier, which is, how do you create a comfort zone? But maybe the question might be is there not a comfort zone, but is it just chaos in the classroom? For example, it's like what we know about internalized motivation is that you can't build internalized motivation unless you have a structure within which it can operate. But I do appreciate you calling and keep keep letting us know what's going on with this. If this is a student that we've got now.
What I'd like to do, if possible, I know we have other questions, and I certainly want to respect those, Jeff. I'd like to move into what Piaget says as far as getting what I have said, turning Piaget into a verb. And the next two plates, I think, are very important that I really definitely, before our time runs out, need to talk to you about. So I would like to come back to the questions that are coming in and allow us time to go through these areas, because I do feel they're very important.
Because I think one of the pieces that we're going to talk about were the processes
That's my
of
point.
transition.
Yes.
So if we can bring up the slide on literacy process, there it is.
And touch your slide so it vacates. There we go.
Let's see if I can get that thing to. That thing doesn't want to delete, but we can.
Okay, that's all right. We can speak from those processes of transition. As I said, what I became very interested in after years of looking at and studying the methods of assessment of Piaget, I became absolutely enamored with these. Piaget says that in order to move from one state of understanding to a new and higher state, we go through a sequence of events that you've already talked about. He calls them processes of transition. Lessons should be organized around and respected in such a way that we must have active physical experience with our environment. We've got to have social interaction. In other words, we need the time to talk with one another about the experiences that we have had. He talks about something called maturation, and again, it's the developmental level of the child, but it's also time. So often we get involved in a certain lesson that we're doing, and it's time to move on. It's now recess or it's lunch, and we have to stop what we're doing. And that last phase of those processes of transition is called equilibration. The thing that what you had discussed, as I said quite nicely, that process is a process of assimilation and accommodation. It's a balancing act, shall we say. The material that's brought in that assimilative process, it searches for new material for a comfort zone that already exists. If it doesn't exist, then we're forced into using Piaget's terms to accommodate to that. And as a consequence, a new and different schema is developed. You move to a new and higher state of understanding, we hope. I prefer to call it self-regulatory activity. You self-regulate the activity that you're involved in. And that generally, more often than not, does not come from lecture. It's actually what we're doing now. It's almost an oxymoron to talk about Piaget. We should be doing activities with materials. Now, if we get the next slide, what we're looking at essentially is this yin and yang, this assimilation, accommodation. They're dual processes that go against each other in this constant state of what the environment gives and what our internal environment wants to take in. If we move too quickly, too fast, what we find essentially is that we have that choice to just ignore it. And we're going to adapt to a situation where if we feel vastly uncomfortable, we're not going to get involved. And that happens a lot of times, I think in the caller, that could be one of the problems. This child is trying to adapt to a situation where he doesn't feel comfortable. idea that I would suggest is, like, for instance, just learning a new word. That next slide shows a child and looking at and confronting for the first time in her life a squirrel. And she, in her own background, has never seen a squirrel. So she calls it a kitty, because it fits her scheme. It fits her structures. But then she realizes that it has a long tail. It climbs trees in a different way, but it still fits that norm of a kitty. Okay, so if we move to the next slide, what she sees in this process that she goes through, this, as I'm saying, this feeling of uncomfort, that she realizes that it doesn't fit her current structure. She's got to accommodate to it and adapt to a new and different situation, and therefore she creates a new classification called funny kitty. Now, if we move this on, mother comes along and says, "Oh, you're playing with the squirrel." She makes that connection. Right. It's not the language that brought about the difference. It's that physical interaction, social engagement, that maturation, the time, if you will, and the ability, if you will, to move between those dual processes of trying to assimilate and accommodate to a new and different situation. So, basic question is all right, given that, how can we actively engage our students in dealing with what Piaget has called essentially a constructivist method of teaching? I know I'm doing the lion's share of talking here, but I desperately want you to know, and everybody else, that this is possible to do. Francis Colea and Bob Renner, a number of years back, especially Renner, worked on something called ESS, it's Elementary Science Study. And this was in the late 50s, early 60s. And they developed something called the learning cycle. It works very nicely in science, in mathematics, and in social studies. And it's a series of steps that we go through. The first step that we would do, and using this in what I use in my own classrooms, is that I would ask an initial question. This is called engagement. That engagement essentially brings about a question that people want to know about. Let me give an example that I'm using right now. I'm working with electricity. My engaging question would be, what is a circuit? My next phase would be exploration. I give students a battery, a bulb, and a wire. I can be very specific and say, how do you get the bulb to light? Or I can just, as Mary Bud Rowe calls it in inquiry-based science, she calls it messing about. Mm-hmm. What can you do with these materials? How can you get them to interact? Well, through trial and error, children come about, adults come about with an answer to this, so to speak. That feeling of being uncomfortable now turns into the bulb going on, no pun intended. And from that exploration, I stop the students, and now I'm going to explain. But first of all, I want them to explain what it is that they experienced. Their explanation, more often than not, they discover they self-regulate due to physical engagement, social interaction, because they're talking as they're exploring. I step in now and I can give the explanation. In this case, using bulbs, batteries, and wires, essentially it's a 4th grade standard. Specifically, it's 4A if you need to know. But we move from that circuit to parallel and series circuits. My next state would be extension. I'm going to change one of the variables. I'm going to keep pretty much the same materials, a bulb, a battery, and a wire, but this time I'm going to give them 2 wires. If they understand a circuit in the 3 connecting points, then by extending that, they can understand essentially how to get that bulb to light again. And that extension now turns into a series of other activities where they go back through exploration, explanation, extension. The cycle continues. At the end of all of this, if indeed there is an end, we have evaluation. It's what is known as the 5 essential features of inquiry. It's out of the NRC, the National Research Council, but it was born, as I said, in the late 50s, early 60s, and it comes in with SCIS, as I said, ESS, it's in FOSS, it's in every major science program. Simultaneously, it's in every major math program. You will find these 5 terms, and I call them the 5 E's, but it's very simple. I I'm engaging the children with, or students with, a question. They explore, then we explain, they extend, and we evaluate. And it continues through a process and a cycling.
And that's what I keep hearing teachers talk about all the time, which is, especially the new teachers, which is they just say we're worksheeting these kids to death. And then what we end up finding is that the kids that actually can graduate from high school can't succeed in college because they've really never engaged in critical thinking, which is pretty much what we've been focused on here for the last 45 minutes. In the last couple of minutes that we have with you, what else should we know in terms of about what the students need to know? And then I want to address this one question that we have here.
I think how to put this into some sort of meaning. In 1954, all that we have, we go back to. Roach Van Allen created something called the language experience approach. And it's a series of successor functions. What it essentially says is that what I can do, I can think about. And what I can think about, I can talk about. And what I can say, I can write. Initially, the teacher, as I said, can write for me. And what I can write, I can read. And this reminds me of what I did, thought, and said. And what I can read, I can listen to, and so can others. I'm looking at those 4 major language skills through process of physical engagement, social interaction, maturation, back to those 4 processes and equilibration. I move students from egocentric behavior to social-centric behavior. I want them to, yes, move out of themselves into more involved levels of conversation and sharing. I believe the last thing is that Chinese proverb that I've always used and I've hung on my wall in every room I've been in. I hear and I forget, and I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. And so importantly, that we need to allow children to experience that kind of development, not just telling them what we want them to know. Your brain research that you begin in, I know that from 10 to 30% of what we say and what we read is lost within 3 to 5 seconds, approximately 80% of that. 90% of what we do, we remember, and may I suggest 95% of what we teach, we learn.
So as we're down to about 1 minute here, hopefully now you understand why I wanted to get Professor D'Huillier in here. Every time we have a conversation, I literally just find myself listening. And so I hope that you got as much out of that as I did. I mean, fundamentally, what we're really looking at here is the question that all of you are facing, which is how do we engage students? So as we look forward and as you look back from this week, what I want you to think about is how do we engage these children? What we're going to be doing for next week as we look ahead is you're going to be reading chapter 3 in the book, but it's fundamentally going to be the chapter on personal, social, and emotional development. And next week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing in for the second hour a guest from LA Unified School District who is a national expert on cyberbullying. So I'm going to ask that you tell all of your friends and colleagues, and if you have middle school or adolescent children, please tell them to tune in and call in next week. Because I think that what we're trying to do here for you is bring in a variety of experts and to engage with you and give you an experience that you really cannot get just in a traditional classroom. So I want to thank Professor D'Huillier. I mean, he has been a mentor and a friend to me at Cal State Dominguez, and when you take his class, trust me, you will have an intellectual experience that you won't believe. So until I see you next week, I will wish you a wonderful week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care.
Thanks, Jeff.